cell phones. We're joined by Texas Southern head coach Micheal Haywood. Coach, if you could start us off with an opening statement. After that, the floor will be open for questions. Coach?
I think the important thing that you notice is that the time of possession, we were leading the time of possession 16:02. I think to 13:58, somewhere in there. And then the time of possession ended at 32:07 for HBU. And 32 minutes and 7 seconds. And 27 minutes and 53 seconds. And what that equates to is that we can have run the football. You look at the yards, they rushed 42 rushes for 163. We ran the ball for 28 yards for 85. And that just basically says what happened in the second half. We didn't run the football. Start dropping back to throw the ball more than what we should have because we can't protect like that. And in the end, defensively we gave up that drive in the end for them to go up by 14 points. So we got to do a better job offensively running the football. Eating up some more time with possession on the clock. Then we'll have a better passing game if we do that. We just have to stop the ball when the ball's on the line. We know that they're going to run the football. We just have to stop them.
All right, we're going to open the floor for questions. We ask if you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get the mic over to you.
How you doing, Coach? What has Kizzy so far meant to this offense? He had 8 receptions for 200 yards. What has he done? Just his second game in this offense.
I think Kizzy was like chitty chitty bang bang. I think that he had some big plays in which he did a really good job. There was some inconsistencies in the routes in which you guys don't see that should have made a better play. Punt return that was blocked probably would have hit his head on the goalpost. He fair catch when there was no need to fair catch. So he's just inconsistent. You know, has the ability to be a great player, but playing like a solid player right now. I think he had 8 catches for 200 yards, 1 touchdown. He has the ability to be a great player. We got to get him playing at a higher level.
Good evening, Coach. Jerry with the College Sports Report. Early on, right out of the bat, Christoph was kind of like he wasn't sure. It was a communication situation where you had to call some timeouts early. It wasn't a snowball effect, but it kind of disrupted you all getting an early start.
Well, I agree with that because one of the things I said to the offense is that you have to play it sooner, right? Because we were going like a freeze situation, and so freeze situation you go through a cadence, and then you see what the blitz is. You send a play and you re-ID the mic, and then you run the play. And I think one thing is that the play was coming in a little bit too slow, and the other thing is that we weren't getting lined up as an offense soon enough, which caused us to have to use more time. And then Jay was taking too long at the line of scrimmage with the play, re-IDing the Mike linebacker. I think that we have to work on that to improve that because we took too long today. And I think it was all passes, it was coaches, it was guys getting lined up, and it was the quarterback as well.
Coach, I know you said that y'all couldn't run the ball, but what were the reasons why y'all can't run the ball?
I'm going to have to watch the tape, but every time I look up, there's a D-line coming off making a play. Bringing the blitz, forcing the ball back inside. We should have done a better job of running the outside zone. We hit it a couple times. And actually, I don't ever think Woodard hit the ground. Woodard should have just got up and kept running because I don't think he hit the ground. No whistle ever blew. But when he started throwing the ball around like his ring by the circus, they blew the whistle. I think he should have kept running, and that might have been a touchdown because there was nobody going to tackle him. We just have to do a better job at the point of attack and then cutting off the backside because there was some pressure coming from the backside on some of those zone reads. So just have to watch the tape and see what they were doing because they were shocking the shed and coming off and making plays.
Coach, defensively, you all were able, at some point in the first half, you all were able to get a rhythm going where you all could slow down what HBU was trying to do, especially passing-wise. Moving forward, how do you make that, get that going, and then also second half, being able to stop the run?
Well, I think that we had a rhythm going on defense, and we had a beat on what they were trying to do. Number 84 drove across the field and caught an under route for our first time because we blew a coverage. We were in man coverage and the guy didn't cover. They picked up another third down because we blew another coverage. I mean, it was no errors. It calls those third down conversion because they should have been covered. It was man coverage and they just cut them loose. But we have to make sure that we do a better job of understanding who our guy is and not cut them loose when we're in man coverage. And make sure that we complete the task. Guys just, they did a good job of running the ball, and they did a good job of cutting off the defense and creating a vertical seam. And I think that was a combination of our offense not running the ball in time of possession. And when you leave a defense on the field for that long, fatigue is going to set in with a couple guys, and as fatigue set in with a couple defensive linemen, they created vertical seams and they were able to hit the vertical seam. Number 32 started running the outside zone. We stopped it. Then they come back with number 9 running the inside zone. And he hit a vertical seam to our left-hand side up to 6.
Time for 2 more questions.
Special teams, did they show anything that you were positive that you were happy about either in the first half or the second half?
I think the punt team did a pretty good job. Let's see. Our punts, we were 9 for 40.8. They were 7 for 44. So they did a pretty good job on punting. Their punt returns, they had 4 punt returns for 13 yards. So we did a pretty good job on punt return. Did a good job on PAT field goal. PAT field goal block, we just got to get our hand up. Punt return, we didn't do a very good job because we had multiples. We had 2 seams that we could hit our head on the goalpost, and we didn't execute appropriately back deep. And then kickoff cover was disappointing, especially when you kick the ball out of bounds on the kickoff and you got the momentum going. So that was disappointing on the right to left kick. And then kickoff return, we're going to have to make some changes with personnel back there and make some corrections. So we had a vertical seam, and Churchmaster grabbed Cook and pulled him down to the ground, and he had a busted nose and a busted eye, and bleeding from the nose and bleeding from the eye. I don't know how that happened. He just fell down and had a bloody nose and a bloody eye. Don't know how that happens.
Time for 1 more question. All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.